So, Radiohead, Paranoid Android, that bit in the middle. You only have to watch reaction videos of this song to know how cool Colin Greenwood's bass line is. So, let's have a quick breakdown of the line, we'll see what's going on, and I'll give you some tips on playing it. So, this song is a masterpiece in general, and Colin's bass line is sublime throughout. I'm playing a precision with the tone rolled back a little. If you listen to how Colin plays, you can hear it's a very fat sound with no pronounced highs. You can boost some low mids and some lows, but you don't really want any clank in there. So that means playing light, and you don't want any super low action. You want a nice pure bass tone. So let's start with that main riff in the middle section. So this is in 4/4, and we're going to be moving into the odd time signature in a minute. So we have... So we begin with this. So we've got the A, 5th fret of the E string, then to the C at the 3rd fret of the A string. So we've got the 8th note to 16th notes on the A, and then C, A. So then we're down to this A flat, 4th fret of the E string, with those offbeat 16th notes. Then C to D, 3rd fret to 5th fret on the A string. So a pretty simple bass riff. So we play that 4 times, and then on the 4th time we have this. So we've got this cool little run leading into the next section. So we've got E to the F, 9th fret to the 10th fret on the G string, then B flat, B, C, 8th, 9th and 10th frets on the G string, leading us into that C, and that's going to be the first note of the next section. So we've got the A flat still on the bottom, then we jump up into that. So in terms of the technique for that first section, it's pretty straightforward. I'm using the pinky and the index fingers on the fretting hand, so 4th and 1st fingers. Start on the pinky, just to keep everything nice and neat, then to the index finger and back. Then I'm using the 2nd finger, the middle finger for the A flat, the 4th fret, and then just 1st and 4th fingers again for the C and the D. Pretty straightforward. And I'm just using 2-finger picking throughout. Then when I jump up, I'm just using the 1st finger to the 2nd finger there for those top 2 notes, and then 1st finger, 2nd finger, 3rd finger. So the next part, the really cool part, is in 7/8. So what's that mean? Well, 4/4 is the normal common count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Think of time signatures as fractions. So 4/4 is 4 quarter notes per bar. So we've got 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each one of those clicks is a quarter note. 7/8 is 7 eighth notes per bar. So what are eighth notes? Well, it's double the speed of the quarter note. You know, if you're counting 4/4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and we've got those ands in there, that's the eighth notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And so eighth notes are double the speed of quarter notes. So if we have 7/8, we're going to be counting 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And relative to that 4/4, it's double the speed. So if we move between 4/4 and 7/8, we get this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If it was 7/4, we'd be thinking 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'd be 4/4 to 7/4. But we're not, it's 7/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. Now, when you encounter odd time signatures like this, even though you should be able to count them out, it's actually more important to feel them, just as you do in 4/4. You don't have to spend all your time counting 1, 2, 3, 4 in 4/4. You just feel it. It's no different with odd time signatures, and the way to get started with this is to learn phrases. Phrases that work in that time. And the lines that Colin plays here are a great way of learning 7/8. Today we'll learn to feel that time, build up the bass phrases, and give you a little bit more freedom in working around the time, so you can come up with your own lines. So first let's just count out the main rhythm and accents Colin's working around here. We'll do a little counting just to get started, but then we'll switch to just feeling it. So when I count out 7/8 rhythms like this one, I tend to feel it in half time. So if we count 7, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if we switch those counts to eighth notes like we would in 4/4, as in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we just miss the and at the end. So think of the 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now just count it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's still 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We're just missing the final and. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So then you can just count the main accents in there. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So you get that little skip at the end. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So just try counting that halftime feel and maybe try clapping some rhythms while keeping the count. You know, just put the claps in somewhere. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just try placing claps on the numbers and the ands. Counting time in half like this keeps the main framework of the meter, but it's a lot more relaxed. So you're not having to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And it's easier to switch from 4/4 to 7/8. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just changing the end of the bar. Now we have that basic halftime feel, we can add some extra accents in there just to get more of a feel for the phrase in the song. So if we just take one of the lines as an example. That phrase there has 1 and then 2 and a. So 1 and 2 and a. So if we just count as we did before, 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and a, 3 and 4. And then we've actually got that little ghost note in there. So we would have 1 and a 2 and a. 1 and a 2 and a, 3 and 4. So if you just keep your foot tapping on each one of those beats, 1 and a 2 and a, 3 and 4. 1 and a 2 and a, 3 and 4. But now let's just simplify that and just take it to the main accents. So we'll just clap on 1 and then 2, and then we're going to hit that little accent on the a. So 2 and a. Okay, because that's an accent in there, and that's on one of those little offbeat 16th notes. That's a very important part of this rhythm. So 1, 2 and a. 1, 2 and a. So keep that foot tapping on each beat. 1, 2 and a. And then you can take out all the counts. 1. Now add a clap on 4. So 1, 2 and a, and 4. 1, 2, 4. 1, 2 and a, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and a, 3 and 4. So that gives us an almost Latin clave kind of count, which is why the tune doesn't sound that odd. The 7/8 here has a pretty natural feel, and it's because of that offbeat hit in the middle. You know, that 1, 2 and a. That little hit there is what makes it feel a lot more natural, because we're hearing that syncopation. So when you're hearing those little offbeat 16th notes, you're kind of thrown off from the fact that there's actually 7/8 notes in there. So by simply keeping that foot tapping and then just tapping out that clave, you can get more of a kind of internalized feel for the time signature. Now I know that a lot of you will be listening to all of this waffle about counting and stuff, and you might be thinking, oh man, just get to the notes. But this can be a really important part of getting it down, and it will help with actually playing things like this in the future. Because if you can really feel that 7/8, then it's going to be a lot easier when you then go on to play other things that might be in 7/8. So, or anything that's in other time signatures, because it's the same process. Because you're getting down that what really amounts to a bit of a clave. You're just getting the accents in there. So now let's build up the notes in that first line. So we have So that's the first of those bars. So we've got the C, 10th fret of the D string. And then we've got this, so we played that twice, and then we've got this open A string, which is basically a ghost note. So it's transcribed there in the tab. You know, you can see that it's an open A string, but, you know, you don't really hear it. It's more of a ghost note, just in passing. Okay, then we have F, F sharp, G, and then to the A flat. So we've just got this chromatic lead up to the root note of that next chord, the A flat. So, okay, so that's 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th frets on the A string. Remember, that's using that rhythm that we were just working through. 1 and a 2E and a. Okay? That A flat we're hitting, that's that little syncopated 16th note. Then we hit that A flat again, and then we've got E flat, E, F, 8th, 9th, 10th frets on the G string. And then B flat, 8th fret of the D string, leading us back into the C. Now, in terms of the technique here, I'm starting on that third finger, the ring finger, and then I'm just coming up first, second, third, and fourth fingers for that lead up, and then I stay on that pinky there for the A flat, and then first, second, and third fingers for the G string. So it's pretty much all a one finger per fret here, which, you know, I know a lot of people have problems with one finger per fret down here, but up here it shouldn't be a problem, you know, so. So, before moving on to the other lines, just try playing round and round on that line, really feeling that 7/8, you know, hearing that kind of skip at the end of the bar. Don't worry about moving on to the other parts too soon, because once you've got the rhythm down here and you can feel it, the other lines will kind of write themselves. So the second line is very similar. You know, all the way up to that A flat, but then instead of the little skip there with the rhythm, we don't hold on that A flat at all. We just jump straight up to that F at the 10th fret of the G string and come down chromatically. So F, E, E flat, D, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th frets on the G string. Okay, so. And then back up, B flat, B to the C. So 8th, 9th, 10th frets on the D string. So. Okay, so this bit will probably be the hardest part technically, because you come up, you're on the pinky there, that fourth finger for the A flat, but then you got to jump up with that third finger, the ring finger, and come down. So I play third, second, first, and then shift with the first finger. Now, there are many, many, many ways to play this. You could work up, you could play the second finger, then the first finger, and then just stay on the first finger. You know, however you want to play it is fine, as long as you get the notes down. But, you know, I think the standard way people would play would be, you know, jumping up to that third finger. But if that's too hard and you find another way to do it, as long as it sounds right, as long as there's no slides in there or, you know, deficiencies in tone, then, you know, anything goes. Then we have this line. Okay, so this is very much like the initial accents that we clapped out. So, again, we have that run up to the A flat, and then we stay on that A flat, and then just the E flat to the F, 8th fret to the 10th fret on the G string. And when you play that A flat there at the 11th fret of the A string, play the first of those short. So you get that nice little gap between them. Another thing to be aware of here technically is the thumb movement in the picking hand, because you really want to keep the noise down to a minimum. So when you jump up to that G string, you got to skip over that D string, so move the thumb. As you hit that E flat, shift the thumb onto the A string. Then for the final line, we have... Okay, so starts out the same. Then, after the A flat, we just move straight to the C, B, B flat. 10th, 9th, 8th frets on the D string. So we've got those little offbeats. And instead of doing that, we have, and then we hit the open E string as a ghost note, and then slide down from the 13th fret, the F on the E string. Then you hit the A at the 5th fret of the E string on beat 1, and you cut it short. So, and that's it, okay? So all of that from the lead in. So that's nearly everything for that section, but there's just one more thing to add. So after we've played that drop down and that hit on that A, we don't play anything for a bar, then we've got the riff. Nothing for a bar, and then again the riff. After we play the D, we jump up and we're straight in on that C. And instead of what we played the first time, there's just a slight difference. So instead of playing the A flat twice, we jump up to that E flat and we play E flat, E, F, 8th, 9th, 10th frets, and then same again on the D string, 8th, 9th, 10th frets. So, and then the next 3 times are exactly the same as the first time. So that's the whole thing. Now, just one thing to mention that I didn't mention earlier is that on the 4th time of the line, that's actually about a 4/4. Okay, so it's not 7/8. So if you're wondering about the timing, you're trying to keep your foot tapping to the to 7/8 there, it actually comes into 4/4 a bar early just to lead in. So we've got that more natural slide in. So that should help a little with feeling 7/8 time. Now check out this video where we take a look at Justin Chancellor of Tool and how they can make regular time signatures sound like odd time signatures. I break down all the bass riffs from the song The Pot, so check it out and I'll see you next week.